In this video, we reveal why 30 hip-hop heavyweights traded tour buses for jail buses. By the time we're done, you'll know which superstar just lost a historic courtroom gamble, who's staring down a life bid in mid-July, and why one platinum mogul may be free before his next single even drops. Buckle up. Sean Diddy Combs once defined the soundtrack of American ambition. Today, he paces a cinder-block cell in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, convicted on 2 federal prostitution counts after a 7-week spectacle that shredded the word legend. Jurors cleared him of the headline-grabbing racketeering and sex trafficking claims, yet the judge still refused bond. Sentencing on October 3rd could stack 5 years per count. Only months earlier, Tory Lanez learned that fame doesn't muffle a gavel. He's 8 months into a decade-long stretch for the late-night gunfire that hit Megan Thee Stallion's feet. A verdict critics said would never land on a male artist of his stature. But jurors did, and he is now in California's Department of Corrections. Lil Durk, meanwhile, watches these updates through reinforced glass inside an LA federal lockup. Prosecutors insist he funded a cross-country murder plot after losing friend-turned-star King Von. A judge denied the rapper's $4.5 million bail request in May, branding him both flight risk and menace. Trial looms on October 14th, and then there's Blueface. A Las Vegas shooting plea triggered a snowball of probation violations that became a 4-year term. Officially, he's due out in 2027, but with credits, he swears he'll touch free soil this year. Fans hold their breath while the calendar holds the truth. But that was only the latest bulletin. Some artists are still living inside the cliffhanger. K-Flock walked into federal court this spring, branded the face of New York drill. He walked out convicted of racketeering conspiracy, use of a firearm resulting in death, attempted murder, and more. But astonishingly, not murder. The jury drew that razor-thin line. Sentencing on July 16th could still mean life. In South Florida, YNW Melly paces a Broward County day room waiting for a do-over. No one seems able to schedule. A mistrial, an appeal, and now another postponement. July 9th will only decide whether his double murder retrial can start in September. Prosecutors want the needle. Defense lawyers want 2018 declared the night a friendship turned into a fatal drive-by illusion staged by someone else entirely. For Melly, every delay is both hope and torture. Mystikal's calendar is no kinder. First-degree repay charges hang over the New Orleans vet like a storm cloud. Each reset pushes the possibility of a life sentence into further, darker territory. Judges issue gag orders, lawyers trade motions. The only certainty is the lock snapping shut every evening. One shaky witness, one surprise appeal. That's all it takes to swing the doors either way. Casanova, once the smiling face of Brooklyn's rowdy resilience, now serves 188 months for Guerrilla Stone gang activity. He warned rivals to "don't run" on wax, and prosecutors claimed he meant every syllable. Tsu Surf, battle rap king, heard a similar soundtrack. Leaders of the Rollin' 60s neighborhood set, agents alleged, used lyrics as street memos. A guilty plea delivered him 5 years, a number dwarfed only by the silence in once sold-out venues. Unfoonk, Young Thug's brother, thought a December 2022 plea had saved him, until Atlanta cops found a forbidden pistol beneath his seat. 9+ years followed, erasing the handshake he'd trusted. OMB Bloodbath, by contrast, hasn't had her stage one day in court. The Houston artist, accused of bankrolling a 2017 hit, sits firm on July 7, 2025 as her trial circle date. She insists the state's storyline is a fiction. The jury will write the final verse. The Alphabet Boys aren't just quoting bars, they're mapping streaming royalties to bullet casings. Fetty Wap once crooned about Trap Queen. Federal agents claim he lived the sequel, moving 100 kilos of fentanyl, heroin, and coke through Long Island corridors. 6 years, that's the chorus he recites now. Bankroll Freddie fought a 61-count indictment and lost, 12.5 years for conspiracy stacked next to marijuana, meth, and a Glock. Prosecutors allege his EBK clique ran narcotics like an Amazon Prime subscription. Pooh Shiesty swapped a Gucci-clad Instagram feed for an orange Doc jumpsuit after back-to-back Miami gunplay. 5 years feels light until you count the birthdays missed. Quando Rondo accepted 33 months on marijuana conspiracy, a deal good enough to make him nod even as the door slammed. 9 Lock 9, Foogiano, and others rode similar loops. A traffic stop, a stray magazine, then a van marked property of the state. Sometimes the loudest bang in court is the cash counter reading each forfeited dollar. C. Murder's name proved prophetic. A 2009 conviction over a nightclub slaying locks him inside Louisiana's most ironclad walls with no parole on the horizon. Each appeal flickers, then dies. Tay-K sprinted into viral lore with The Race, but jurors outran him. 55 years for a 2016 home invasion killing, plus 80 more years for a 2017 strip mall slaying. Both sentences run together, yet the math is still eternity. Big Lurch's story edges into horror cinema. A PCP-fueled psychosis, a roommate's death, and starvation's worst nightmare. Life without parole, no cameo of redemption in sight. Max B, once the wavy maestro, chopped his 75-year sentence to 20 via plea. Yet after 16 years behind bars, even the reduced date of November 9th still feels like a hazy mirage. Kid Creole, legend of rap's earliest era, counts down 16 years in upstate New York after a fatal street altercation he swears was self-defense. These are the cautionary tales parents whisper when their kids say they want to live that life. Here's the paradox. Arrests often spike Spotify numbers. Tory's day one conviction saw his catalog jump 42%. Diddy's verdict spurred a number mute Diddy movement, even as curiosity pushed I'll Be Missing You back into viral playlists. Labels weigh morality clauses. Tour insurers rewrite exclusion paragraphs overnight. Streaming services add disclaimers, yet hesitate to yank profitable back catalogs. Meanwhile, courtroom expenses melt war chests faster than platinum plaques can replenish them. Legal experts estimate K-Flock's defense burned through $3 million before the verdict. Lil Durk's team files motions weekly. Each one invoices 5 digits. And for artists still unsigned, a single indictment often ends the dream long before any sentence is read. In hip-hop, controversy sells, until the costs triple platinum your debt. For every mugshot, there's a mother driving 8 hours to make Sunday visitation. Tory's father publicly rebuked the justice system. Blueface's mom streams tears from Instagram Live. Megan Thee Stallion walks with lingering nerve damage but still headlines arenas. 2 mothers of YNW victims attend every hearing, clutching photos to remind the room what reasonable doubt actually looks like. Fan bases fragment. Some vow lifelong loyalty, others delete playlists overnight. Debates rage. Can you separate the art from the artist? Is a verse still a vibe if the writer aimed a Glock? There's no algorithmic answer, just real-time trial by public opinion. Update after jarring update. Blueface claims sentence credits might hand him a Christmas miracle. Diddy's legal team says guidelines could make his max 10 shrink to as little as 28 months, though federal judges aren't known for leniency on high-profile defendants. K-Flock's July outcome could swing from decades to a sliver, depending on appellate wins already swirling. On the flip side, Mystikal, Melly, and Lil Durk face courtroom scenarios where the word life arrives without poetry. And if prosecutors decide to stack enhancements, parole boards may never get a chance to weigh remorse. Every docket update redraws the scoreboard, and fandom holds its breath between refreshes. We watched power flip to powerlessness, platinum plaques swap for prisoner ID numbers, and verses turn into evidence. Yet this list isn't carved in stone. On July 16th, K-Flock's judge could etch a brand new precedent. October 3rd may carve a lighter or harsher destiny for Diddy. Appeals could free a life sentence veteran or lock a newcomer away forever. Which case stunned you hardest? Hit the like if you want part 2 when the next verdict drops. Because in hip-hop, the beat never stops, but sometimes the artist does.